Oseo.
Oseo.
Okay, starting off with an article, unrehearsed, and just read this an hour ago from the paper. I want to pick out the good parts and tie it in here. The title of this is Teen Boys in MAGA Hats Confront Native Americans After March. And if you've seen it on the news, I did. And I want to pick out the positive things. This man, I'm trying to get his name, Nathan Phillips, he's an elder of the Omaha Nation. He's at the Lincoln Memorial following the Indigenous Peoples March, I guess. And he's drumming and he's singing a song, and he's being surrounded and confronted by youth wearing Trump hats, making, let's say, "Make America Great Again." And so there's a kind of an irony in this, and there's something really wonderful in it at the same time. And I haven't had time to highlight it, so a Native American man steadily beats his drum at the tail end of Friday's Indigenous People March while singing a song of unity for Indigenous people to be strong in the face of the ravages of colonialism that now include police brutality, poor access to health care, and the ill effects of climate change on the reservations. And surrounding him were this throng of boys that had these "Make America Great Again." One of them standing about a foot from the drummer's face, wearing a relentless smirk. Nathan Phillips is a veteran of Vietnam War in the Indigenous rights movement. And he said he felt threatened by these people who swarmed around him. And as the Indigenous people were wrapping up to go home, he was singing the American Indian movement song of unity that serves as a ceremony to send the spirits home. And these other people were from the March for Life crowd, or anti-abortion, and they were chanting over him, "Build the wall, build the wall." And this was taking place at the Lincoln Memorial. And he tried to see if he could exit out of there, but he was, blocked from walking away. So he kept drumming and singing and thinking about his wife who died from cancer recently. And he says, "I just felt like the Spirit was talking through me." So basically that it's expressing something that we have known for a long time, but I'm looking at the time we are in right now. All this that's changing, a new world coming into being, and maybe these fellows are, gasping last breath. I mean, they're clearly, ignorant people in the video, doing this. So that I'm saying something really positive in it, that the man, I saw him on television, very soulful looking, and that he kept playing his drum and kept singing in the face of some kind of physical threat. So that's what we've been doing all along. And this is another article. This is from Indian Country Today. This has to do with flags. And last week I had, get it arranged here. Had the new Lieutenant Governor being sworn in, who is featured in this article. So, Minnesota's governor. Flying native flags in the state capitol is the title of this. Updated. North Dakota joins more states in displaying First Nation flags. North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum announced 2 weeks ago that the state capitol will display the flags of 5 First Nations next to state and national flags. a flag ceremony. On Thursday, we'll make it official. Native leaders from the 5 federally recognized First Nation, the Mandan, Hista, Arika Nation, the Spirit Lake Nation, the Turtle Mountain Band of the Chippewa, and the Indian Wasalahe Nation, the Standing Rock Sioux, and the Sistan Waptan Oyate Nation will present First Nation flags to the governor during the ceremony. Social media exploded with support, especially because this action follows Standing Rock, a movement that showed the tense and complicated relationship between the First Nation and North Dakota. North Dakota's Senator Richard Marsalius was inspired by Montana's display of First Nation flags in the Montana Senate and House chambers. In Minnesota, Lieutenant Governor Peggy Flanagan added her First Nation flag to her official photo, the White Earth Nation flag. Minnesota and North Dakota are 2 states added to the list of states recognizing First Nations. Oregon showcased the First Nation flags of their 9 federally recognized First Nation in 2009. The flags fly in the Wilson Park next to the Capitol. However, these states follow the lead of Oklahoma when they created the Indian Flags Plaza in 1989. The plaza honored the 40 First Nations in the state with 37 flags flying in the plaza of the state capitol grounds. Since Indian Affairs follows under the Department of Interior, it only seemed fitting to have an area in the department's main building to honor First Nations. The corridor of the Assistant Secretary of Indian Affairs is called the Hall of First Nations, where 100 flags of Indigenous nations are showcased. The number grew from the initial 40 flags displayed in 2000. All the flags are permanently displayed in the hall, and it reminds the department about the government-to-government relationship with Indian First Nations and the trust responsibility that the BIA has to the First Nations. As for our legislators in Washington, D.C., a Cherokee flag hangs on the door in Representative Mark Wayne Mullen's office. Heya, heya! There we are. Oh, yes, I forgot. With all of this flag, I'm, a little bit, squeezy about national flags and so forth. I was in the Navy and I had to take care of a lot of flags. In fact, I had to know all the flags. That was my job. So I thought I'd come up with one for us all here. This is the flag of the Coyote First Nation Creation Lodge for all that's here. Yeah. Or